Hey guys, Marty with Options Unleashed. You ever want to trade options on Bitcoin? In this video, I'm going to show you how you can trade options on Bitcoin, but with a twist. There's a little secret, and I'm about to show you in a minute. But MicroStrategy is a software company that has about 130,000 Bitcoin, about $2.2 billion worth. And if we take the Bitcoin graph and we actually compare it to MicroStrategy, you see that Bitcoin and MicroStrategy are highly correlated. This allows us to do some option trading with MicroStrategy. We've got a higher trend in here that it kind of broke out. So you can kind of try to give yourself a picture of where you think the stock can trade up into this area or down here to back test this area down here that maybe that. But let's just say you want to be involved in the trade in some way or shape or form because you want to trade Bitcoin either via directional trade or a neutral trade. In this case, I like neutral trades on MicroStrategy. We talk a little bit about in our video series about how we do trade strangles and what we look for in terms of option pricing. Right now, I actually have a strangle on that can collect $9.40 going out to the 17th of March. That's 26 days to expiration. Let's say you wanted to create a similar trade out at 35, maybe 30 to 45 days out in the future. We can pick the 31 March of 23. We have to first check to see when we have to first check to see earnings. They just had earnings of minus $20.51. But the stock is still holding up because obviously they have a big position, 130,000 shares of Bitcoin. Their next earnings are 5.2. So we know that we're good at least until May in terms of a lot of big movement up in terms of volatility. If you look on the daily chart, you can see that volatility is actually lower and the IV rank is about 12 right in here, which isn't really set up really well for a strangle. But I want to give you guys an idea of what we look for anyway when we try to trade strangles on this highly volatile. The IV percent anyway, and here is 97%. You still got a lot of juice in these trades. Granted that a low IV rank, the only negative about that is that this thing can explode either to the upside or downside. But again, just for instructional purposes only, if you guys wanted to try to trade MicroStrategy. In this case, you can go out 40 days. And again, we use a 16 delta because it captures that one standard deviation move. So that if we're selling puts, let's say at that 16 delta, you're collecting $9.25 and you have a 16% chance. Delta is essentially equivalent to like a probability of success. So a probability of being in the money is about 16%. And you're moving out to that 31 March, 31st of March. So you're kind of within that one standard deviation move. And then you can sell a call also at a 16 delta. And that would be around, of course, it's after hours. That would be around that 395 position, $15.77 for the strangle. But I can give you kind of one better because the risk is still too high with MicroStrategy being tied to Bitcoin. There's a lot of movement that can happen. So I like to go down to the 85% out of the money or even 90. And then I kind of take a look at the delta. The 10 delta is very interesting to me. Especially where, and again, I'll be slightly, if you want right in here, we can be slightly bullish bias in here, give us a little bit of positive delta. We can go maybe to the let's just call it 80% or 11 delta, collecting $6. And then we want to give it a little bit more upside protection because of that strength that we have in Bitcoin. So you look for the 10 delta up here, that's 93% probability of being out of the money. Or in the money, but with a 10% chance essentially of being in the money. So we sell this at $1.98. That gives us a $9.71 strangle, and that buying power reduction is going to be roughly $5,300. So for $5,300, you're getting about a $971 premium on the trade. It's not a bad way to do a strangle if you have the buying power. If that 5,300 is between 1 and 3% of your total portfolio. I look for my other videos on buying power reduction, volatility, best practices, and sizing. So this trade might not be for everyone. Again, a $5,300 buying power reduction for a 971 premium might be a little bit too high for people. We recommend that you risk no more than 1 to 3% of your total portfolio on these types of trades. So this could be a little bit rich for some people. You can express different types of strategies in here. You can do jade lizards. You can do call diagonals, put diagonals. You can even convert this to an iron condor. You're going to collect a little bit less. You're going to have more. You're going to have less buying power reduction. So it's going to be less risky, but your profit is going to be reduced. So this is more of a maximum type of trade that's delta neutral for option traders that have a little bit more juice and more buying power reduction or risk tolerance. But follow me on Options Unleashed. Please subscribe. I also have a Discord where we talk about the daily grind. We have Options 101 strategies for traders and get people just getting into options. I list all my opening trades, closing trades, bullish trades, generational buys. Hopefully you enjoy your weekend and happy trading next week on Bitcoin and MicroStrategy.